Hey guys, Sonyx here. As you can tell, I just made a shield because I'm gonna have to fight this raid. I don't want this big raid thing on my screen anymore, so we're just gonna have to get these guys. There's no other option. They leave us no choice. So I can't multitask, as you guys know, and you've heard in previous episodes. So today we're just gonna talk about a little bit of a lighter subject, which is finding the right people for you. So that way I can just actually eliminate these guys without having to worry about talking about deeper subjects, okay? So finding the right people kind of just boils down to knowing what you need and just prioritizing your needs over trying to fit in. Because it's not really easy to find the right people because a lot of us just want to fit in. I mean, let's be honest. If we would rather choose with finding people that's right for us versus trying to fit in, most of us would just want to fit in because we have, that social need that needs to be met. And it's not easy to stand up for ourselves when many of us haven't really learned to do that most of our lives. So finding the right people may not be the easiest thing. I know it's not something that has been easy for me. Growing up, I've kind of just fell into, the crowd thing, and I didn't really know what I needed until kind of recently. So when I first started college, I knew it was going to be pretty crazy. But I didn't know the extent of how crazy it would be. So I pretty much finished my very first term of school, which is about 10 weeks each. But the first term was a huge factor because this one really showed me exactly, the limits of how much I actually could stand friends. It showed me the things that I needed and the things that I didn't realize the boundaries that could be broken until this very first term of school. And what exactly does that mean? Well, you see, this first term kind of brought, oh my gosh. I might actually die here. I might die here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, see, this is why I can't talk about any crazy deep topics today, like the meaning of life. But I can talk about friends. This is insane. This guy just got me to 1 HP. Let me reset my thing. Okay. When I first, I'm gonna stay in here while I talk to you guys because I'm scared right now. So during my first term, everyone was really cool with each other. The thing is, with this term, is he crying? Oh my gosh, I'm here for you. He's crying, look. Yeah, during my first term, towards the end, it kind of, everybody wanted to go celebrate. People wanted to go party and just do things that kind of to celebrate the end of our schooling, right? And sure, they invited me and I was like, yeah, why not? Send the invite. And I did. I went to that party and I had, it was Yard House. So it's Yard, if for those of you who don't know, it's kind of like a fancier IHOP, fancier Denny's, you kind of go in there and you order something that's worth $30 or more. I know that's pretty crazy to think about, right? But I was like, you know what? It was our last term, so let's go have fun. Why not? All right. So then hero of the village. Yay! I saved the village. But this situation in my life didn't save me until very recently. We went to that Yard House party to kind of celebrate. Hey, we finished our first term of college. is cool. People, the thing that hasn't been said is that there were cliques, and these cliques were already formed since the very beginning. I wasn't really part of any clique. I was kind of just friends with everyone, not even friends, just kind of acquaintances, just got along with people. So I, was just the guy that didn't really have any beef with anybody, didn't, just trying to get along. So I think people thought that, I could be easily persuaded. After dinner, like the dinner was cool. Actually, it wasn't really dinner because most of them just, let's be honest, just wanted to drink. So a personal thing of mine is I don't really like to drink alcohol, I just don't. just a thing of mine. I mean, when I turned 21, I did, and like New Year's maybe, but in general, I really don't like to drink alcohol because I don't think you need it to have fun. I might make a separate episode on that because that's something I really feel strongly about for personal reasons, and I want to share that with you in a different video. But yeah, alcohol isn't something that I really look forward to in consuming just to get lit. I mean, you could have fun without having to do that. So a lot of these people, I verbalized that boundary to them. Unfortunately, it seemed like they didn't understand. There was one guy in specific that was just like, you're just being a bee about it, And I was like, not really. Now, I don't like lying to people, but kind of had to at this point because I was like, look, man, like, I really don't want to drink. I don't. Is there an arrow in my foot? You guys saw that? I really don't want to drink. I genuinely don't want to. I don't think it's necessary. And he was just like, at first he was like, yeah, just drink one, it's not that bad. It's not going to hurt. First of all, I drove there and it takes an hour to get home. So I'm not risking anything. I don't want to risk putting my life on or others in the line, So I'm not going to do that. Second of all, it's not, I don't want to drink. I don't feel comfortable doing it. Now, they kept pressuring me. They said, not that bad. One shot won't kill you. And maybe it won't. Maybe it won't. But I don't care. I don't want to drink. I don't want to. They just kept on pushing. Slowly, insidiously. And it just got worse. To the point where they were like, well, they started guilt tripping me, gaslighting me, like, oh, like we made it to this far and you don't even want to like, join us. You're like ruining the party. And I'm like, dude, are you kidding me right now? Like, if there's anyone ruining the party, it's you. So eventually I just kind of, I had to make excuses. I don't like lying, like I said, but I had to kind of start making stuff up. I have to, tell them, oh, I don't drink because I have, I get an allergic reaction, which is true. I mean, with, I think my genes and stuff, I do get really red when I drink. But I kind of just said like, yeah, like I get a really bad allergic reaction and stuff. So it's not full lie. It's just kind of stretching the truth a little bit. They're like, dude, come on, like, it's not that bad. I mean, this is like straight up shots. I'm not. This isn't wine or anything. So, they kind of like keep saying, like, they keep coming up with reasons why it's okay to drink. Like, really shouldn't be a problem if I just drank one shot. And I don't have a high tolerance, so even something like a tiny bit would do a lot for me. So I don't really drink. And I told them, like, this really, really gives me a bad reaction, whatever. I try to be polite about it. And I'd say nothing more, The more they push, the more excuses I come up with, saying like, hey, I gotta drive, I don't want to be putting anyone's life on the risk, or myself. Like, why am I gonna do that in the first place? I have respect for other people and myself and society in general, right? I mean, we all should when it comes to that. But the thing that really, really bothered me the most was that this whole thing was pretty much not addressed. What was already addressed in the beginning. I told them before even going to this, the restaurant, I said, I don't drink, guys. Like, I just want to be here to have fun. And they were all like, yeah, whatever, that's cool. But then they completely disrespected my boundaries, and they just forgot about what I told them like a bunch of times, saying I don't drink, and they just kept pressuring me. And I was like, dude, like, what is wrong with you guys, And this guy was like the kingpin of this group, like the Regina George, but he was a guy, and he was like the little leader of this group, right? It's like there was like a few girls and a few guys and whatever. And I was like, dude, I'm not gonna drink. Eventually, at the end of the party, I did not drink, so I wasn't ever peer pressured into it. But the fact of the matter is that I was still uncomfortable because one guy literally, tried pouring the freaking drink in my water while I was using the restroom. I found out because one of my close friends told me, and I was like, dude, so I left the restaurant, and I was like, I'm not gonna even bother with this because I've already tried, putting my foot down, and apparently if they're not gonna respect my boundaries, then I'm not gonna really care. So then I left, and no, this was the first term of my schooling, so perfect time to form trust issues, right? Whatever. Wow, I said this wasn't going to be a deep topic, but looks like it is. So a year goes by, 2 years, I think, like a year and a half. I forgot. But it was quite some time that passed, and it wasn't, something that I was going to forget. I mean, this thing was affecting me in more ways than I could realize. I started to really even if I set boundaries, people will still try to take advantage of that. I mean, talk about the disrespect that has to play into that, So I pretty much just had to kind of keep my guard up a little more than someone should, right? So, I kept my guard up a little bit. I told people, I even stopped like trying to go to parties and celebrations just because I didn't want to experience something like that again. Of course, right? I mean, I just told you exactly what I went through, and that's not easy. But recently, I went to a graduation party because I just graduated recently. And this graduation party I wasn't really looking forward to it, if I'm going to be honest. So if you are any of my friends that are listening to this right now, and I wasn't really looking forward to that, then hey, perfect. No hate there, okay? I'm just genuinely being honest because of what I went through. So I went to this party, and I knew kind of going into it there was going to be a lot of drinking, just a lot of that stuff. Because let's be honest, it's a graduation party, right? People aren't going to go to a graduation party and sing karaoke. No, it's time to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's That's where people come to get lit. So, you know, I went in there, and exactly as I imagined, it's a good amount of alcohol. You know, it's okay because everyone's overaged. It's just that I was hungry going there, so you know, I thought parties are for food, but they had just, you know, one type of food, so I kind of got, I mean, not angry. I was just hungry. You know what I'm saying? So everyone's drinking, and I was just eating. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Get my priorities right. So yeah, that happened. And then whatever, I can just eat for so much, right? I mean, like there's only so much time that I spend eating. Like eventually I'm going to have to go to the dance floor, right? I mean, it's bound to happen, right? So I'd go dance. And let me tell you right now, I am not a good dancer. Okay, if you know me, oh my gosh, I'm probably the stiffest dancer you'll ever meet. There's like a video of me one of my friends took back when I was in high school, and it's like the absolute worst video of me dancing. Oh, not even dancing, it's just a robot trying to do something. It is insane. So I just, you know, I try to do something, you know, awkwardly just to participate, and I have not been to a dance in so long. But after the dance, you know, people want to get more lit. So people want to go drink. And I was like, well, I just ate. I don't want to make the eating excuse again. So then I just go and like participate with them. And it happens again. I mean, someone just gave me a shot glass, you know, expecting me to drink it without asking my preference. And that's fine. I mean, maybe they're cool. They're cool with me. You know, this little group, they didn't ask and I didn't tell them. So that's fine. But then I verbalized my concerns the same way that I did back in the first restaurant of my first term of school. It was a little weird at first because a lot of them were like, I told them the whole like, you know, I don't drink because I get allergic or whatever. I tried that first. And weirdly enough, they listened. I mean, there was one girl that was like, no, like, are you sure? Like, it's maybe you just gotta try like a different one, because most, like, there's some people get sensitive to one, but then, you know, others, like, they're completely fine. Like, I know someone that happened, you know, where they're sensitive to one or like allergic to one, but to another one they're not so sensitive. And I was like, no, really, like, you know, especially, you know, I'm driving, and so I start to share more than one reason. So people are getting the hint, like I don't really want to drink. So this is the time where I really gauge are these the same type of people, right? Well, they actually understood. They respected my boundaries, and they actually let me participate in the, which is called, everyone does a shot, and then they all like, oh, like 3, 2, 1, like cheers, whatever. They actually they actually respected my boundaries, and then they poured me Sprite, you know, which is a soda, into a shot glass, so it kind of looks like alcohol. And they said, come join. It doesn't have to be alcohol. Like, it's fine, you know, you don't have to drink. And I felt included for the first time, because I've always wanted to be part of that situation, but I just never knew how. But they found a solution for me that I didn't even think about, you know, like just pour something non-alcoholic and just pretend. And I was like, And for the first time in my entire life, I felt safe. I felt like, wow, my trust was broken, like, immensely during that situation. And this time I wouldn't say it's fully restored, because that's still kind of hurt in the first time, but this definitely started something for me. And I haven't been able to really talk to those people and really officially thank them but I think I will because they have another graduation party soon. So I just, and actually recently my one of them texted me like a picture saying like, hey, is this one good? And it's like a less than 5% alcohol, and I was like, is there like a 0%, you know, like a non-alcoholic version? And she was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, wow, that's very nice of her. She's, you know, wasn't really pushing it. She wasn't like, yeah, but it's just less than 5. You can try it. She never said that. She just said, sure, like, let me look. Like, are you kidding me right now? Like the difference is insane. You know, like I'm not over here trying to defend myself anymore. How weird, right? It feels weird. It doesn't feel like that should happen because I'm so used to in my other friend group. Oh, I wouldn't even call them friends. So when this happened, I immediately knew that I found the right people. And sure, maybe the other people that, like the first group that really, you know, disrespected my boundaries, maybe they could have been the right people if they just listened at first. You know, these villagers are like the right people for me here in this game because they don't judge you. I mean, look at this guy. He's just here doing his crops and he's here to help. He even gave me a discount. Look, he just gave me bread. Did he just give me bread? Oh my gosh, the guy's so kind. And I love bread. If you know me, like this is my comfort food right here. Bread and like Nutella. Like, oh my gosh, those two. These guys don't judge. These are the right people for me in this game. But what I'm getting at is that finding the right people usually occurs because you found the wrong people. And I know it's not fun having to go through an experience like that because why don't you just find the right people to begin with, right? Wouldn't it be easier to just skip that step? Well, unfortunately for me, it wasn't. I had to go through that step just so I could know exactly the type of people that I need in my life. Let's get rid of this little makeshift bridge. We'll make a better one later. But I kind of want to share that story with you because I know many of you might feel like you have good friends and good intentions, but I want you to really think about the reason why you're friends and if it's really healthy for you. Because for the longest time, I thought these friends were friends to me, you know? I thought I could trust these friends with pretty much my life. But just one day, 1 hour of seeing the true colors just was enough for me to know that maybe not. It's time to broaden my horizons a little bit and find better people for me. So, find the right people for you. Find the right person for you. It doesn't even have to be a group. It could be one person. One person is all it takes to break that boundary, break that trust. Doesn't have to be a group. Think about your closest friend. And if, you know, they've done something to you and you feel like it's been weighing down on you and you want to talk to them about it, bring it up. And if they still continue to disrespect your boundary, It's time for you to go. Because I can't have you staying in something that, you know, I'm talking to you like you're my friend because, hey, I'm going to be honest, you are my friend. So I can't have you staying in some toxic friendship anymore. Toxic, even a toxic relationship. This counts for anyone you're close with. It's something that I've kind of gone through for quite too long, and I want to help save you that time and save you that heartache because, look, I don't want to have any trust issues, and I'm still trying to mend those bridges in my own head. So if I can help you now, please just ask or think about those boundaries that you have. I think the thing now is, in the 21st century that we live in, we don't really have boundaries anymore, do we? People can easily disrespect us for the smallest of things now, it seems like. We don't really stand up for ourselves because, I mean, hey, what's the point? Because we're just here to make everyone like us, right? That's the kind of person I am. I'm the type of person that will, hey, you can walk all over me. I just make sure you still like me. And I don't think that's really what we should be doing anymore. We should find the right people for us. We need to start putting ourselves first, because if we don't, I mean, we're not, how much longer are we going to last in this world if we do that? Look, I care about you, and I care about your boundaries. So please, 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 whatever it takes, if there's anything that I want you to take out of this, is just find the right people for you. If it takes you being alone for a little bit, I mean, that's fine. I would rather us be alone. But I mean, let's be honest, you're not alone because you got me now. But I would rather us be alone than have to and know ourselves and be safe in our own head, in our own spirit, than be in a crowd of essentially people that will walk all over us, disrespecting us for essentially everything. So why not start today? And every time that you, oh, look at this beautiful sunset right here. Let's just watch it while I talk to you guys. And every time that you form a new friendship or new relationship, whatever, set those boundaries and set those expectations in the first place. Because it's really, really hard to set those boundaries when it's too late. Honestly, sometimes it can get too late. And it, you know, I don't want to blame myself for saying that I didn't set them early on, because I think I did, but I keep thinking, is there something I could have done differently? Could I have set them in the very beginning on day one? I mean, how could I have known, right? I couldn't have. So when you set new friendships and you set new relationships, make it clear of what's important to you, because nobody else will. And the more that you do that, the more that you practice that, I promise you that more people in your life will continue to bring you joy, because you're not having to keep your guard up anymore. You're not having to cut these people off your life because they would have already been gone in the first place when you said and set the right boundaries in the first place. And it doesn't, you know, my situation for me was, you know, alcohol and peer pressure. For you, it could be a relationship, or it could be even a family member that's walking all over you, you know? So I need you to find the right people for you, please. And let's say, like I said, if it's a family member and it's and you obviously need their support, for example, like a parent or a relative, and you can't easily cut them off because obviously, they're your lifeline. This is the time to sit down and just really talk with them. I have this thing where I think communication is something that we all lack in this world. It really is. I mean, it's not something we really practice of anymore. And I urge you to just practice talking to that person, and it might hurt at first because people don't like hearing that they're wrong or hearing that they've done something to wrong you. But if you just express how it makes you feel and how your boundaries have been broken, something good is going to come out of that. It really is. How funny, how metaphorically speaking, when I said, when you talk and you let your guard down and you be vulnerable, I literally remove my shield. That is so funny. I kind of happy that we talked about this today because, yeah, I started off with a raid saying this wasn't going to be a really deep topic, but kind of changed, didn't it? But in a way, I'm happy that we did that because I think this was really, really time for us to talk about something really important. What is this little fox doing in the ocean, in our little river here? What is he doing? We gotta push him to land. I feel bad. Let's go push him to land. I want you to imagine that I'm me right now in this game, but this little fox is going to be you. And we're pushing you to a brighter future, to new friendships, to healthier relationships, to setting clear expectations, clear boundaries, and a happier life. He made it. That's beautiful. Look at that. Oh my gosh, he's gonna find his home now. I hope. Let's just follow these little fishes where they're going. Oh. Yeah, we started off this episode kind of upset, but I feel oddly better now. I'm not even gonna try to kill these fish for food. Just gonna hang out with them. I know you guys, as I'm recording this, I'm essentially just talking to myself, but I really just want to thank all of you for listening to me today. This really, really, really helped me. And if you are experiencing something like this, with boundaries and friendships and expectations and toxicity, just, the first step is asking for help. And asking for help isn't something that you should ever be scared of or fear. I know in this day and age, it's kind of looked down upon. You have to be strong, especially if you're a guy. Even a girl, right? Doesn't matter who you are. Ask for help. Just comment down below. Let me know your situation. You don't have to, say names or be too specific, but knowing that we're not alone in this fight is the first step to creating a more positive environment for us all. Yes. See? He literally said, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir." But yeah, I just want to say thank you all for, I feel like I say this in every episode, and I think I will continue because you all are freaking amazing. I mean, there's there's no words. I'm speechless when it comes to the amount of support that I've been getting from this channel. Every video that I posted all resonates with you, and I'm not like really scripting this. Sure, I write an idea that I want to talk about, but I'm just speaking from the. Wow, that was rude, Barry. That was really rude, huh? I'm gonna eat the berry now because you've done that to me. I don't really script these. I'm just a genuine guy just talking about the things that matter to me. So that's pretty much all I got for you today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Set your boundaries. Set your expectations. Clean up your friendships. Clean up your relationships. And don't ever be afraid to ask for help. Find the right people for you. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. And please, if there's anything you can do today, smile and take care.